What's up, family? Man, we're going to go in deep today, okay? We're going to go in deep today. One of the greatest mysteries of mankind, one of the greatest tragedies of mankind is that we, for whatever reason, have never really learned the value of time. I'm going to say that again. One of the greatest tragedies and mysteries of mankind is that we've never really learned the value of time. Stay with me. And I know there's a lot of people, man, time don't exist and time is an illusion. Times that, man, I ain't got time for that foolishness. Not in this dimension. You know what I mean? In this dimension, time exists. You know what I mean? And we have to understand that we got to stop being so super spiritual. You know what I mean? Time don't exist. Tell that to the young man who's crying for his mom, and all he wants is just to hold her hand one last time. Her time's gone, and all he wants is to hold her hand one more time. All he wants is to hug her one more time. All he wants is to hear her say, I love you one more time. Tell that to the young lady who's losing her dad, her role model, her hero, her protector. And all she wants is to feel his embrace one more time. All she wants to do is hear him tell her she got this one more time. That she's gonna be okay just one more time. Tell that to the man who's gone to work and has a great job and who's providing for his family the nice house, nice cars, all the luxuries in life. But what he didn't give them was his time because he devoted all his time to work to pay these bills because he thought that's what he was supposed to be doing. The wife, the kids, they're wanting, longing for his time. The material stuff is nice, but they're wanting his time. And so he loses his wife. He loses his family because he's emotionally absent. He's emotionally disconnected. And now he just wants a little more time to make it right. Please don't leave. Just give me a little more time to make it right. An interesting thing with COVID is that, man, COVID put people in the hospitals and people were dying all alone. And whereas in the past, man, we could have the whole families in the hospitals. You know what I mean? And everybody sitting around the bed listening to this person say their final words, giving this person all the love and you know what I mean? But and saying our goodbyes, coming to having a closure due to COVID restrictions, man, we can't do that anymore. And so, man, you have all these people going to the hospital and family members not even knowing that they were sick in the first place, knowing nothing was wrong with them, and they ain't talked to them, mad at them about whatever. You know how we do. And then find out that they're dead. And these people are stuck with, dang, I just want some more time with them. Dang, if I had a few more days with them. Dang, if I just had another hour with them. Just one more hour. Tell that to the person who just got their heart broke. That time don't exist. And they just got their heart broke. And man, they wish they could go back in time to fix all the things that they did wrong, to fix all the things that they took advantage of, to change all the things that they did that was messy. And it's crazy because you know what? In the past, we would come together for funerals and people would be crying and hollering and you know how they do. And after with the funeral, man, we were all loving on each other. Family members ain't talked to each other in 15, 20 years, crying, hugging, and exchanging numbers and whoopty whoopty whoop. And man, we're going to keep in touch because the only time we come together is for funerals and weddings and blah, 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 blah. Man, 2 weeks later is right back the way it used to be. Ain't nobody reaching out to nobody. Ain't nobody conversating with nobody. Ain't nobody checking in on nobody until the next funeral. And then we're like, damn, we did it again. And we keep doing it over and over and over. One of the greatest tragedies of mankind is that we don't value our time. We don't, and when I say we don't value our time, hear what I'm saying. And I'm not talking about just with your ears, hear it in your soul. Understand what I'm saying, the significance and the depth of what I'm trying to explain, say. You know what I mean? Family. I talk to so many people who end up getting their heart broke because they didn't invest the time into their relationship that they should have. And now that person's moved on. Now that person's found somebody else that they want to connect with. They found somebody else that has time for them. They found somebody else that wants to listen to them. They found somebody else that they can hang out with. Because you had no time for them. You had all this other stuff going on. And it's amazing because, you know, and I love Kobe Bryant. Kobe was one of the first people that I heard say this. Kobe, everybody, they was asking Kobe, why does he work out so much? Kobe was, you know, just fierce with his workouts. You know, why did we get up with at 3 o'clock in the morning, at two something in the morning, at three he's already at the gym. You know what I mean? Why does he put in so much time? Kobe said, "Man, I love basketball. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. I love basketball, and because I love basketball, I invest my time into my skills. I love basketball, and because I love it, I invest all that I have into it. I love my family, and because I love my family, I invest my time into it." And what he was saying was, man, and he also went on to say, man, you know, everybody saying they ain't got time. They're lying. They have time. They just don't know how to use their time. They don't want to make time. They have time. And Kobe talks about how he only got 4 hours of sleep mostly. And that's what I get, you know? And it's like, man, Kobe, he's up. Everybody, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. Everybody has the same amount of time in the day. Everybody is given 24 hours in a day. Every single one of us has 24 hours in a day. The difference is some of us know how to use that time. Some of us are busy sleeping during that time. And what I mean by that, yeah, we need rest. But you don't need 8, 9, 10 hours of rest. You don't need, your body don't need that. I get up 4 hours sleep, five it if I'm dog dead tired, you know, after putting in all day of physical labor. You know what I mean? I don't sleep like that. And I'm up, I'm meditating. I'm up, I'm studying. I'm up, I'm preparing what I'm gonna come up with for my video. I'm making the video, or whatever the case may be. I'm putting in work. I'm doing something constructive. I'm learning. Before everybody else gets up, I'm learning. I'm doing me. That's my time. Because I know once everybody gets up, man, okay, it's all about the family. You know what I mean? And I've always been like this. Stay with me. I've always been like this. Man, when I was married, man, I'm up 3 o'clock and gone to the gym. Gone to the gym. Why? Because I knew that once everybody else got up, man, this is all about, okay, I got to make sure the kids get off to school. I got to head off to work, get back home. Man, I got to make sure the kids do their homework. I got to cook. I got to do this. I got to do that. And it's all about the kids. You know what I mean? It's all about family until they go back to bed. When they go to bed, it's like, okay, I can exhale. You know what I mean? I can wind down now. But in order to get my time my studying in order to be able to get my workout in, man, I had to get creative with my time. If I valued this, then I knew I wasn't going to cut it loose. So if I valued this, man, I had to put time in for it. I had to make time for it. I valued exercising, so I made time for it. I valued learning, so I made time for it. I valued my kids, so I made time for them. I valued my peace of mind and my calming down and all that other, so I made time for it. You make time for what you value. We make time for what you value, and what you don't value, man, I ain't got time for it. And so many of us have lost relationships because we didn't want to invest the appropriate amount of time into that relationship. And then we got mad when somebody else wanted to put in that time. When somebody else wanted to sit there and listen to them. When somebody else wanted to talk to them. When somebody else wanted to hang out with them. When somebody else was emotionally attached to them. And then I don't believe that all relationships like that start out nefarious. You know what I mean? I don't believe that everybody that ends up leaving you because you ain't got the time or whatever. I don't believe that all of them are skanks or dogs and they just cheat and do all this other stuff intentionally. I don't believe it. I believe that what happened was you didn't invest the time like you were supposed to into that relationship. For the great majority of the people that I've talked to, they didn't invest the time into that relationship like they were supposed to, emotionally, spiritually. You know what I mean? And because they didn't invest the time, somebody at work invested that time. What you won't do, somebody else will. I promise you that. Oh, you ain't got time to listen to your woman? Okay. You're going to lose her and somebody else will. Some other dude's going to listen to her. If they're not listening to her right now. You ain't got time for your man? Okay. Some other woman will. I don't care how bad you think you got everything on lock. I don't care how great you think your body is. I don't care how great you think your sex is. None of that stuff matters. When people are done, they're done. If you're not meeting their emotional needs, if you're not investing the time into the relationship that you're supposed to, it's a wrap. And it's a hard lesson to learn. Because you think, man, I've done everything right. I did this, I was doing this, I was doing this. No, you didn't do everything right. If you were doing everything right, you would have invested the time into that relationship. You would have treated that person like they mattered and not as some secondary inconvenience. And that's how we treat most of our relationships, as an inconvenience. Because I'm doing me. I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this. And then when we don't, and when we, excuse me, when we lose the relationship, oh, they wasn't the one, and that's just God pulling them out of my life, and da 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 da. And we have all these excuses. They was just a dog, and they was just a hoe, and da da da. We got all these excuses to justify our failures. Crazy thing, losing my mom at an early age. Man, I grew up longing for that, longing for that touch, longing to hear her voice, longing to feel that embrace. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. And it was gone. I wasn't going to get that back again in this lifetime. But what it did for me as a kid was it made me value time. It made me value and cherish the time that I had with whoever I did. And so I invested my all. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. I invested my all because I knew that at any moment it could be gone. So losing my mom was devastating. I had a cousin, my older cousin, and this was like on my mind all day yesterday making this video, and I thought about my cousin Spencer. My cousin Spencer is much older than us, and he was the only older cousin that I really liked, that I felt connected to. Spencer had a beautiful soul, just man, it was a beautiful being. You know what I mean? And he died early. He died in his 20s. Nobody know. He just in his apartment, came home from work, and no physical ailments, no diseases, just laid down and just died. And that shook the family, and that devastated me. You know what I mean? That rocked me. And it's like, man, I want to be like Spencer. I thought Spencer just had this beautiful personality. You know what I mean? Just a beautiful soul, a beautiful spirit. And I wanted to be like that. I even started writing poetry because he used to write poetry. You know what I mean? He used to get up in at church and recite his poetry. And it's like, man, I just thought that was like so cool. I want to be like him. But when he was gone, it's like, dang, there's an angel left. You know what I mean? Time, talking about timing still. Stay with me. And we're really not talking about timing. We're talking about valuing time, valuing what you have. Because at some point, it's going to be gone. And when you look at people, man, whether they play sports, whether they're entertainers, or whatever it is that they do, when you do something for a long period of time or for a period of time, and then that season's over, man, you gotta have something to do. You gotta know what to do with your time. You have to know what to do with your time. And so many lose it because they never learned how or what to do with all their time. Because all their time was devoted to this. You know, you see it in women a lot. You know, the empty nest syndrome. You know, these women raise their kids, and all these kids are grown and gone. And moms devoted all their time. Everything was around these kids. You know what I mean? And now they're gone. They don't need them. It's like, damn, what do I do? You know, who the heck am I? What am I supposed to do now? Man, why am I here? What's my purpose? All my kids are grown. They're gone. What's my purpose? What am I supposed to do now? Going back to my mom, losing my mom. That put the notion, that put the thing in my mind early that I had to cherish the people that was in my life. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. When my wife um, got cancer and passed away, man, I was lost after she passed away. I was lost. I was messed up for a minute. And I was lost because I had invested so much time in her. And what I mean by that, she was my best friend. We did everything together. We were always on dates. And I'm young people, you old people that are in relationships, man, understand this. It's easy to get in a relationship. It's hard to stay in a relationship or to keep a relationship exciting. It's hard. And when I say it's hard, it's not hard. You just got to invest the time. You just have to be willing to put in the work. Okay? And you have to remember this. Man, your relationship, man, don't ever stop dating. I don't care how long you be married. I don't care how long you guys been in a relationship. Don't ever stop dating. Don't ever stop it from being new. Don't ever stop it from being exciting. And that's the thing that when my wife passed away, and I was like so at peace with that. It's like we were always on a date. We've been together 9 years almost. We were always on a date. We were always dating. We were always going out to eat. We were always going to the movies. We was always going somewhere. We were always talking. We was always going out to the range and just shooting. You know what I mean? We was always doing something. And so we invested that time in each other. And when she got sick, man, F this job. I'm out. You know what I mean? I quit my job. Why? Because I knew I had a limited amount of time. And it's like I wasn't gonna stay at work. I'm gonna spend all the time I have with her. I'm gonna spend as much time with her as I can. And that's always been my mentality. And I did that. But after she left, it was like, dang, now what do I do? That empty nest syndrome. Man, now I gotta figure out something else. Man, now I gotta pick up the pieces and start all over. But I didn't have any regrets. I wasn't hurt or mad because I shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know what I mean? I didn't have any of that. You know what I mean? Man, I should have treated her this way. Man, I should have did this. Man, I had none of that. Absolutely none of that. And it's sad that so many people that I talk to are filled with regret. They're hurt. They're broken because they've never learned the value of investing time, of what how to invest their time and what to invest and what to invest their time in. It's great investing your time in other people, but man, you have to invest your time in yourself as well. You have to invest time in your peace of mind. You have to invest time in meditation. You have to invest time in nature. You have to invest time in things you love. That's important. That's self care. That's crucial. But don't allow your self care to stop you from investing time in other people. Don't be so consumed with you that you ain't got time for nobody else that you say you quote unquote love. Because you're going to learn the hard way balance. And that's what it's going to take. Unfortunately, for a lot of you, it's going to take you losing the love of your life because you didn't value it the way you should have. You're going to lose that parent, that child, and it's going to break you. And many people lose their mind because of a loss of a loved one. Many people get strung out on dope. Many people walk the streets and they just shot. You know, emotionally, intellectually, mentally, they're gone because they lost a loved one. They lost something that they love. and the regret kicks in. My hope and prayer is that you sit down and reevaluate your life. Because nobody has time for their health until they get sick. You know what I mean? Until you get sick. Now it's like, oh man, I got to start taking care of myself. You know what I mean? We don't really value life until we're about to lose it. We don't really value our relationships until we're about to lose them or until we lose them. We don't invest the time into these things until it's almost too late. And if the truth be told, many of us have invested time into people that we should have cut time off with. But because we got stuck, we didn't invest the time in ourselves and in our future and everything else because all of our time, all of our energy was invested in the wrong person. All this time in the streets with the boys, and you lose your woman and kids at home. You invest all this time running the streets, yak, yak, yak on the phone with your girls, and you lose your man. You lose your family. And then you talk, men ain't crapping, women ain't crapping, whoopty that. Nah, you messed up. You messed up. That's all it is to it. It's to teach you the value of understanding how to prioritize your time. You have to learn how to prioritize your time. And if it's valuable to you, if it's significant to you, if it's important to you, make sure that you spend the right amount of time in that, doing that. Ladies, and it's for you guys too. If you with somebody and they ain't got time for you, they don't value you. I'm going to say that again. If you're with somebody, you're quote unquote with somebody, and they don't have time for you because they're so busy doing this, and all this other stuff, they don't value you. That's hard. It's real though. They just don't value you enough. It is what it is. I don't care what they say, they don't value you enough. They have 24 hours in a day to get everything done. If they can't make the time to spend quality time with you, it's because you're not important. Not to them. You can stay there if you want to, or you can pick up the pieces and move on and find somebody that's going to value your time. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.